The CLT Life presents Provisions Waxhaw, hosted by Jimmy Grappone and featuring Chef Ken Posko.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy here with the CLT Life. Today I'm in Waxhaw, North Carolina at Provisions of Waxhaw, and we're going to be getting to know one of the co-owners, Ken Posko. He's the co-owner of this place with his wife, Lisa Vigil. They've owned it for a few years, and so if you've ever been to downtown Waxhaw, at least in the last 5 years, you've probably set foot in here, or you've at least seen it.
Right. Yeah. Or at least you try to come in.
Try to come in. Yeah. It's I feel like you're right south of the railroad tracks. It's one of the most visible and noticeable buildings in downtown Waxhaw. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background as a chef and how you came to own Provisions.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's so I moved down here to Waxhaw about 15 years ago, and just started working for a corporate-based restaurant at the time, and this spot became available, and we took a chance. You kind of jumped in the deep end with both feet, and decided to try to open up our own restaurant. And here we are 5 years later, still getting at it, doing our thing. So
yeah. So you said move down here. You lived in Charlotte for a while, correct? Or did you come from elsewhere?
Well, I lived in Charlotte for a little while, not very long, but I've lived down here in Waxhaw for 14 years.
Okay.
But I'm originally from Baltimore, so I came down here with a seafood restaurant that's still currently in Charlotte.
Oh wow! So I'm learning something about you that I didn't know. So I knew you're in the Navy.
I was enlisted, so I just went straight from high school straight to boot camp.
Gotcha.
And I've been to Annapolis to see how pretty things are. So.
Gotcha. Well, if you're from Baltimore, so I grew up in Virginia, and we spent a lot of time on Chesapeake Bay. So a lot of blue crabs in my childhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know you're familiar with those. So. All right, so let's talk about the restaurant. It's not just a walk-in, sit-down restaurant. You got the counter service. You have this room that we're in right now that we'll show you. That has lots of seating. But you're also a shop. So many local goods that are here too.
Right. Yeah. So basically, the premise of our shop, we're not a restaurant. We're a small country store that just happens to have a sandwich shop attached to it. So kind of what you're looking at is like when you go through the dining room, we do have about 45 to 50 seats. We don't have wait staff per se. So Lisa or somebody who's behind the register actually takes your order, gives you a table marker to go sit down. And then once your food comes up, when it's nice, hot, fresh, ready, and we bring it out to you that way. But it kind of still allows you to come in, feel like you're being taken care of on an individual basis, not somebody running around trying to figure things out. You get to talk to one of the owners most of the time. You get to, pick exactly what you want to eat, whether you have dietary restrictions or not. And it just kind of makes you feel like, just even when you walk straight through the door, we have screen doors, and everybody's like, it kind of reminds you of your grandma's house, when you had the screen doors hitting you in the bottom on the way out. But you're able to come in, and if the table's not available, you can actually peruse our dining area or our shop market area. It actually has 111 local vendors now.
Oh wow! So what's the process for selecting local vendors?
Well, the one thing that we do is we don't duplicate vendors unless it's like something like a barbecue sauce or something like that. Because being in the South, everybody has great barbecue sauces, and they're fantastic. But for the most part, we try to stick to just like one vendor for one item, things like that. But in order to become a vendor, you meet with Lisa, you meet with myself. If it's a food-based item, it does have to be prepared in a commercial-based kitchen. And if we like it and we think we have an opportunity, we will bring in the vendor and their product. We're 100% pay up front. We're not a consignment-based shop. So basically, if you have a small business and we want to bring you in to sell some of your product, we give you the money up front and basically allow you to grow your business, not worry about chasing down like 10 or 15% of revenue.
Oh, that's a pretty cool concept there. Now, so you guys have been here for 5 years now, you said?
Yeah, so July 1st will be 5 years.
Now, there was Provisions Waxhaw before you came here, though, right?
Oh, well, there was Provisions by Sandy Creek. And that was just kind of like a dry herb, seasonings. They did some olive oil and a couple of local products as well. So they did have the forefront. They had a couple of different locations. And so that just kind of led us to kind of take that concept and just make it a little bit better by adding a food element to it.
Yeah, and I remember when you took full ownership of it, probably about a year or so ago, and you got your signage out there. That was really a statement that, this is ours now.
Sure.
And this side over here, beside the dining room, was this part of it, or was this another building that you had to move into?
No, so when we did purchase, this dining room area was just broken through within a 6-month time frame. And the previous owner, I believe he had some restaurant experience, but his location was a little bit further away for him to commute to, and I think that led him to going back and operating his farm.
Okay.
Like that,
So obviously people see us wearing masks right now. It's early 2021. So what have been some of the challenges as a business that you faced with COVID, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, no, it's just trying to, some of the biggest things, for a while there, it was kind of hard to get certain supplies in, like our signature sandwich is a corned beef Reuben sandwich.
Delicious, best Reuben in town,
Thank
as
you.
the sign says, but I'll concur.
Right, thank you. But, just with the COVID, there were a lot of people that could not go to the meat packing plants, so that kind of shut down the production. So we could not get certain supplies and stuff like. But a lot of times, some of the most difficult things are the customers. Sometimes they just don't understand that what's going on, the pandemic, and they're not the only one going through this.
So last question, then I will take a little tour of here. So being a small business owner, I know you own multiple businesses as well.
We do.
What would you say is the main reason people should shop local, support local businesses?
People ask me that a lot, and I tell people that it's great to support people like myself and Lisa and our employees that we have here. Because it keeps things going. It keeps to where everything is not cookie cutter. It's not exactly how it should be. Somebody will come in and there's a couple of things going on our menu, and we have certain menu items that are exactly the same all the time, but we run specials. If we were a corporate-based restaurant, we wouldn't probably be able to do that.
Right. Well, I'll say one thing just from just being in downtown Waxhaw, all the cool things about this town. There's other towns in and around the Charlotte area that are like this, where you don't in the small downtown areas, you don't have a lot of the corporate big companies. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but you have those individual mom and pop places. And one of the coolest things I think is getting to know the people that run it. Like you said earlier, Lisa's usually we come in here all the time on the weekend to get breakfast, and Lisa's always there at the register. You're always there cooking, and you get to know people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everybody has their own story. They have their own success story. It kind of like puts, when they see the owners behind the line or working and things like that, they understand that this is not just, it must be nice to have that, because, we work really hard to have what we have. So.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to get on the other side of the camera here.
Sure. And
we'll take a little walk and let you give us a tour.
All right. All right. So we're super excited because we have the Waxhaw Pop Kettle Corn in stock now, and you only be able to usually find it during like fairs or carnivals, things like that. And now you can come buy provisions and pick a bag up and start your own party at your house.
There you go.
So and just kind of down here we have a couple of soup mixes, some of our grains, quinoa, black rice, wild rice, risotto rice, arborio rice, things like that. And over here we have like Mimi's Mountain Mixes, which is 100% pre-made mixes. All you would have to do is add the liquid to it. So there's
I see you got bodacious beer biscuits. So.
Yes, those are fantastic. It does not come with a beer. Just so you know. You have.
Can you throw an IPA in there or whatever you want?
Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever your flavor is. Over here we have Wyndham's pimento cheese. Her pimento cheese is based out of Lancaster, South Carolina, which is just 3 miles down the road.
Yep.
Her pimento cheese is so good that we actually use it in the restaurant. I don't try to make my own, and that says a lot.
You got to get that pimento cheese from South Carolina.
Absolutely. So, and then over here, anything from the Empanada Queen. She's based out of Charlotte. She has different varieties and flavors. Jane's Gluten-Free Bakery. We have several of her items. We have a multigrain bread. We have cinnamon raisin and pizza dough as well. And then as you kind of come down here, we have some gourmet cheeses from Brown Creek Creamery. We have Thomas Family Farm. and that's where they do a lot of our goat cheese, and that's where we get our goat cheese that we make our quiche with. Down here we have the Sarnos, already prepared meals.
Take them home and put them in the oven.
That's it. Take them home, put them in the oven, and voila, we're ready to go. Football or just any time, we have Thames Family Farm. They're based out of Fort Lawn, South Carolina. Very small, single-family farm where they make fantastic sausages. It's made, they send it out to the processor. They have 100% control of that. Over here, it's kind of like the busiest area. We get our Wholesome Country Creamery milk, and all of this from kind of like the Asheville area is also where we get our eggs from as well.
Are those all chicken eggs, or there's some duck eggs in there?
No, we used to carry some duck eggs, but they kind of faded out a little bit, so we carry chicken eggs.
Okay.
We go through probably about 180 dozen, probably every 7 to 10 days.
Wow.
So we actually have somebody who can help us keep up with that.
We won't go back there, but you've got a little...
just a little kind of like an antique/gift shop.
Yeah.
Just neat little things.
We've actually found a sign. I've got a sign hanging up in our house.
Okay.
A little bit Yankee, a little bit y'all.
Yeah, I think that's everybody down here in Waxhaw.
Pretty much, yeah. My wife's from New York, so.
Okay.
Now this is where you hang out. This is where you spend most of your time.
Yes, yeah. So this is kind of where I put my blinders on and kind of get down to it. This is where we crank out, some really high quality food. We're 100% scratch kitchen. We make all of our soups, all of our vinaigrettes, bread. We don't make our breads here, but every sauce that goes on every sandwich, spread, everything like that is all made in house.
Nice.
So over here we have this is also another fun section. This is where they have a lot of barbecue sauces, and also these are all hot sauces right here. And I would say almost every single one of these is actually from either Fort Mill, Lancaster, South Carolina, or in the Charlotte area. We've got a couple of them that we just couldn't turn down because they taste so good.
Do you have any ghost? Isn't the ghost pepper? Is that the one that's from North Carolina? The hottest pepper?
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's the world's hottest pepper, I believe, right?
Yes, it is. And we do have a few hot sauces that have that in it. But what you do with a pepper, when you mix it with other things, it kind of makes the flavor come out of the natural pepper.
Gotcha.
Now again, these are all just regular seasonings, but we have a few things that you may not be able to find everywhere else, such as like orange peel granulated, for different like cheesecakes and desserts. We have some Spanish saffron, vanilla beans, coriander, some chai masala, different kind of mixes and blends. Down here,
there's your quiche.
Yeah, so those are the quiche. We make those every single day, and we have a meat, sausage, peppers, onions, and cheddar cheese, and then we use that Thomas Family Farm goat cheese in one of them as well. Kind of stepping back into it, you can buy like anything like little souvenir towels, and we also have anything from like probably some of the best gummy bears.
Oh yeah, I've had those. Yeah.
Yeah, because you probably can't just eat one of those. But we also have, these are, I would have never thought of it, but pork rinds, but they're actually called pork clouds. It's pretty fantastic, and you can't be mad at that. We have Chapel Hill toffee and coffee toffee, which is actually from the Chapel Hill market area.
Just so much local stuff. And then right here in the front, before we leave, I want to talk about Sospeso's over here. So we've got a local coffee shop, essentially inside the store.
Yeah, inside Provisions, they're open to mirror our business hours, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. 7 days a week.
Nice.
So
cool. Well, Ken, thank you so much for spending some time with us and showing us around Provisions Waxhaw. I'll turn this around. If you're ever in the Waxhaw area, you certainly need to come down here. It's on Main Street in Waxhaw. What's the address here?
107 West South Main Street.
Okay. And you guys are you online on social media?
Yeah, so we do have, we do the Facebook, the Instagram, we do have a website. Website is, like everybody else, is way out of date. So if you guys are looking for something, hit us up, email us, call us. You can always get a hold of us. So.
Good deal. All right, man. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Right.
Definitely check it out. Come to downtown Waxhaw. They're on South Main Street, so just south of the railroad tracks. You can't miss them. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
Thanks for watching this episode of the CLT Life Presents, hosted by Jimmy Grappone, presented by the CLT Life Home Team at Costello Real Estate and Investments.